This is a 6.03 quiz recording for U.S. History Part A. To access your 6.03 quiz, go to the left-hand blue navigation bar and click on 6.03 quiz after extending the Unit 6 tab. Go ahead and begin the quiz, and it will give you a couple of reminders here, so please read them carefully. Again, you are going to save your answers as you work through your quiz. So after every other question or so, make sure that you save your answers, and then when you complete the quiz, make sure you submit for grading. For this particular quiz, you will notice that you have 13 questions. Let's get started. Number 1, the North and South held different views toward slavery in 1850. What were they? The North believed in a free labor system and the South believed in a slave labor system. The South believed that black people were inferior and the North did not. The North supported racial equality and the South did not. The South wanted to eliminate slavery, but the North refused to help with the economic impact. Number 2, what was the main concern about slavery for both the North and the South in 1850? Whether slavery was moral, what impact slavery would have on political power, how slavery would affect the economy, and the last option, what would happen to freed slaves. Number 3, what was the goal of the Compromise of 1850? To resolve issues related to Texas's statehood, to improve the economy in both the North and the South, to keep the balance between free states and slave states, or to preserve the Union. Number 4, which was not a provision of the Compromise of 1850, admission of California as a free state, elimination of the slave trade in Washington, D.C., admission of New Mexico as a slave state and Utah as a free state, or passage of the Fugitive Slave Act. Number 5, who wrote the strongly anti-slavery novel Uncle Tom's Cabin, published in 1852? Was it David Wilmot, Harriet Beecher Stowe, William Lloyd Garrison, or Mary Todd Lincoln? How did the North and South react to the Compromise of 1850? Both were pleased to have the issues resolved. Both agreed that popular sovereignty was the best way of dealing with slavery. Both the North and the South felt it favored the free states. Neither side was pleased with the outcome. Number 7, it is the true intent and meaning of this act not to legislate slavery into any state or territory or to exclude it therefrom, but to leave the people thereof perfectly free to form and regulate their domestic institutions in their own way, subject only to the federal Constitution. Who said this, and what idea does it express? Abraham Lincoln on forming a more perfect union, Henry Clay on the need for compromise, John C. Calhoun on states' rights, or Stephen Douglas on popular sovereignty. Number 8, which of the following best describes the rise of the Republican Party? It united groups in both the North and the South. It brought several Northern anti-slavery coalitions together. It organized the Know-Nothings into a united party. It brought the South together under one pro-slavery party. Number 9, what Supreme Court decision overturned both the Missouri Compromise and popular sovereignty? The Dred Scott v. Sandford case, the Marbury v. Madison case, the Lincoln v. Douglas case, or the Garrison v. Brown case. What was the significance of the Lincoln-Douglas debates? They brought together two outstanding speakers that were largely in agreement on the issues. They highlighted the strengths of both the Democratic and Republican parties. They framed the issues related to slavery and brought Lincoln into the national spotlight. They energized people against slavery on moral grounds. Number 11, which abolitionist tried to seize a federal armory on behalf of his cause? John Brown in Harper's Ferry, William Lloyd Garrison in Boston, Wendell Phillips in Baltimore, or John C. Calhoun in Charleston? Who won the election of 1860 with a platform against slavery in the territories, but for tariffs, a transcontinental railroad, and a Homestead Act? James Buchanan, Millard Fillmore, James K. Polk, or Abraham Lincoln? Number 13, which state led the secession movement with its declaration in December of 1860? Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, or Georgia. Once you've completed your quiz, please make sure you save your answers and then submit for grading. Good luck!